Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my channel. Now, you have to forgive me. I got a stomach virus, but probably haven't seen me recently on cam, and there's a reason. Uh, on August the 3rd, I was at work, and I got assaulted by two guys, one white guy and a black guy, and they were a couple. Yeah, they were gay. I could care less about that, but they were a couple. And you have to understand how that plays into what happened. So I'm at work fighting a stomach virus, trying not to cough on anybody. This Caucasian male, sandy blonde hair, lots of earrings. It looked like he works out, 5'10", 5'11". He comes in my line with his partner. His partner is a black guy. Looked like he could have been fullback, with the exception that he's eaten every single piece of Popeye's chicken that Popeyes has ever created. So yeah, he was a fat bastard, with his little earrings too. And I'm ringing up the guy, just ringing up, being respectful. He says hi to me, and I wave because I'm already sick, trying not to cough on him, ready to cough. I even have a mask on. I wave, and then once I'm done with the transaction, he just starts cussing at me. And he just gets super loud and just cussing all over, cussing about everything, cussing all over the store. So I banned him, let him know he's officially banned, do not come back to the store, nothing like that. So he's still cussing. So I'm walking towards the door, and he's walking out. And as he's walking out, the white guy, Caucasian white guy, and he works out. He's about, both of them are about between 25, 28. He decides, because I saw him give his partner his bag, and then he takes a stance and just sucker punches me in the left side of my face. So it's swollen. I'm gonna have to get glasses. He messed up my left eye. I'm going to the doctor. I'm still going to the doctor. And it stunned me for a second. I stepped back and I realized, okay, I just got hit. And then I guess it was a look in my eye or something, because I looked at him. I sized him up. I remember sizing him up. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I was going to hurt him. I'm not going to lie. I'm human. I was going to hurt him bad. I knew how I was going to hurt him. Whoever loved him wouldn't recognize him for weeks after I got to him, because I knew exactly what I was going to do. And because he was taller, I was going to go in close, because that takes advantage of a tall person's reach, if you didn't know that, when you get in close. And then I was going to, yeah, I'm not going to say, and I guess it was a look in my eye. And he looked at me, and he saw, basically, he steps back, stutters back, like, but still a little stance, stutters back. He was shocked, because I think he thought that punch would knock me out or something. I mean, that's what he was, and it didn't. And you might not know this about me, but I've been in fights before. Won some, lost some, And I was like, okay. So I went in to get into him. And then all of a sudden, his Pillsbury Doughboy, Bud Black boyfriend jumps in grabs me, pushes me, and then just starts pushing on me, you know. And he was asking for something through the whole commotion. And then a woman came up. I guess she recognized me. She knew me, and she came to that place of business before, you know, many times before. And she got between me and the black Pillsbury Doughboy that was protecting his white meat man. And she got between us. And I got myself, I came to myself. And, she was like, I know you're better than this. Don't, because he wanted to go outside and I wanted to go outside with both of them, but it was 2 against 1. So I was like, okay. So then my assistant manager came up, she heard the commotion, and then the white guy that sucker punched me started getting in her face. So I was really concerned because I was like, okay, no, we ain't gonna have that, But then they eventually left because they saw that the police were coming, because police were called. So, yeah, this actually happened. This happened on the 3rd, August 3rd. So, and I'm just full rage. I'm just, and especially, I didn't get what I wanted to do. So it was, it's in me, it was in me, So then, as we're waiting on the police, my manager was worried about me because I stepped outside, but one part of my mind saw them getting in the car, and, all this was done in store on our working security cams. So they got their faces and everything. And the outside cams got the car. So then, as all this is happening and we're waiting on police to come, this woman comes up to me, the one that got between us, me and fat black Pillsbury Doughboy. RuPaul on a really, really opposite day. And it got between it. She decides, you're gonna love this. She decides to victim shame me. Yeah, victim shaming. If you don't know what victim shaming is trying to shame the victim instead of putting the blame on the person who did the damage. Okay. And I was a victim. So she decides to come in and tells me, through all the commotion, through all the time I got sucker punched, through all the time that his black boyfriend was pushing me around and pushing on my shoulder and shoving at me and all, grabbing on me and all this other shit, and pushing back, and that I made, you're gonna love this. She said, I hate to say this, but you did make, through all the pushing and shoving, after they left, saw you walk away, and you made a politically incorrect turn. Yes, you heard me. She says to me, you made a politically incorrect turn. Then she tries to tell me you have to see things from their point of view. So, through the whole thing, the reason he did this, sucker punch me, is he said, you're gonna love this, that I did not say hi to him the way he wanted me to. That's it. Yeah. And she was up here trying to victim shame me. And the reason that people, if someone ever tries to victim shame you, this is an educational moment. Especially if you had been assaulted, you had a tragic incident, they wouldn't have done it if you wouldn't have wearing those fishnets or whatever, The only reason they do that, one of the main reasons, is They don't want you to file a police report. A lot of people that are victimized do not file a police report. That does not mean that the police cannot have it as open investigation and find the people. But when you take the time, even though you're upset, because I was upset, you take the time, you sign the papers, you give your statement, you file that police report. Once it's signed and dated, that gives law enforcement a hell of a lot more power. Then they can really start doing investigations, subpoena information, put warrants out in APB on the people, especially when you have a working cam and they got full pictures of the people's faces. And I'm just kind of like, are you serious? You want me to see the side of a person? And she was saying because she wanted me to see their side because they were gay. I don't give a fuck if they're gay or not. Because that person that sucker punched me was a man. Okay? And we're not talking about these little feminine gay men. Skinny little feminine bit. No. The guy worked out. I could tell he knew he had a technique. That's why he was shocked that he didn't knock me out. I've seen that technique before when he hit me, sucker punched me. Okay, so no, and she was trying to make it into a gay thing. No, it had nothing to fucking do with no gay nothing. And then she's gonna try some shit saying, she's gonna play another card. Well, they're gay and they're under the Trump administration, not Biden, and you have to see it from. I don't give a fuck who's the administration, And then she just kept on, even in front of the police, right? And the police knew they were non-biased. They kept it cool, but they understood that she was trying to victim shame me because she did not want me to file a police report. They've been through this before. And I told her, I said, let me tell you something. Because one of the guys is a regular officer that comes through there once in a while. He's about 6 feet, 6'1", big guy, Caucasian. I said, you mean to tell me if he was on the other side helping this guy that sucker punched me in plain clothes, that you think that guy would have done the same thing? And all she could do is shut up, keep her mouth shut, and put her head down. I told her, I said, everything that you're saying and how you're defending them is illogical. No one should put their hands on someone because that person didn't say hi to them the way they wanted it. I was like, that guy has a mental problem. And if it wasn't me, he was going to do that to somebody else. And it most likely already has done that to several other people. Him and his partner. And so I filed a police report, which she was trying hard for me not to file that police report. I filed that police report, press charges, investigations ongoing. And through the scuffle, the one that sucker punched me apparently dropped some valuable information about herself that law enforcement found about his identity. So, and there's tons of other stuff that's not in their favor that happened. And all this happened after they got banned. So they were already trespassing. And yeah, this is a true story. This recently happened. So y'all be careful out there. But one thing got me is I didn't always agree with Asmongold. I know y'all probably don't know the name. Some people do. And, and he's not all, but some of his conservative views, I didn't always agree with. I agree with some of the stuff, but not all. But I saw right clearly right there, especially when that woman's victim shaming me, trying to make me have sympathy for the person that wronged me. and then going to try to play the gay card, like, because they're gay. Fuck all that, you know. I saw right there, we have gone far extreme left, farther than I realized, and we got to pull it to the middle. I'm not saying going to extreme right and being like Hitler or racist, all that shit, but we got to pull that shit to the middle. Someone so brainwashed that they're victim shaming a person that's been assaulted in benefit of the person that is assaulting, something's wrong. You know, things are way off balance. But yeah, and I'm still going to the doctor and all that stuff, and I'm gonna need glasses, and he messed up my left eye, so I'm going. And like I said, I can't give you all the details because it's an ongoing investigation. Okay, but and what I told you is pretty much, you know, it's written. All right, so I guess I'll wrap to you later. I'm just letting you know, be careful out there, because you got some very unstable people that are delusional. Okay, and yeah, I'm actually glad that we're under the Trump administration right now, because those assholes probably would have got away with it under Biden administration. I hate to say that, but it's true. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.